Hey guys, Matt Montanez here again, and today I'm going to talk to you about working with templates, how to make templates, how to use your templates to make your workflow move more efficiently and faster. There's a couple ways you can do it. You can do it just like this in the dashboard where it says create template or create from template and really just bring one in and save your own templates in here. As for me, I have a folder called My Templates, and I'll show you how to do that. I'll show you where to locate it, and also I'm going to show you the other way where you can bring them in using import session data, because I like to do it that way for when someone sends me an actual Pro Tools session. I just open their Pro Tools session, do a save as, and then I import my stuff that way. And for me, that runs a lot faster. So I'm going to show you guys how to do all that right now. So in the very beginning, let's just check out some of these pre-made templates. And the cool thing is that you'll notice is when you make your templates, it'll actually save your template with that sample rate or bit depth that you set it to. So if I go and record and mix and I go through these templates, it stays at 44.1 and 24-bit. If I go to something like post-production and I click them, it'll actually move it to 48. So that's really cool to keep in mind depending how you like to work. Let's open one from record and mix this time, and I believe this is going to be 24 channels with EQ and dynamics, which is probably a compressor, and that's going to have the effects returns. So let's just open that and let's just create that session there. And we're going to put it in my folder, Matt Montanez, and just save it. So in this template here, you get your big transport window right away, and a lot of people like to work with that while they're recording. So let's just close that out for now, and that's cool to keep in mind. Your windows stay up, all your windows stay how they are, showing comments and groups and your clips track. So let's close that out, and which is really good to keep in mind is you already have your group. So this one says all stereo tracks, which it looks like we have a few stereo. I'll probably move all those together and mono. So let's actually bring up the inserts, the sends, and the in and outs and see what we got. So in our first inserts there, you can already see we have EQ and compression. And let's see in our sends. Our sends looks like it's going to the headphones master, the reverb delay, and a chorus effect, which is labeled here. And let's go to our ins and outs. And our ins and outs are right there. So let's click the stereo track and let's see if that's what it's doing. And yes, that's what it's doing. Really cool. And as you can see, when you bring in your templates, your comments stay like that. So it says mono audio tracks, this one and everything before it. That's what these arrows mean. And stereo tracks is this one and everything after it. Yep, and it looks like it's 24 tracks. You got 8 stereos, so that's 16 tracks, excuse me. And then you got 8 mono, so that makes 24 tracks, and everything has a EQ and a compression, and that's really cool to have. So you have your reverb, for example, and you're about to start recording here on track 1, and the artist goes, hey man, shoot me some reverb. You're like, all right, I got you, man. And you got your reverb there. All you got to do is slide that bad boy up, and it's going to go to the reverb, and your reverb's going to play back into their headphones. And that's cool. You don't want to be like, all right, give me a second, man. Give me a couple minutes. And you got to create a new track, create stereo, auxiliary, say create track. It's going to bring it up, then insert reverb, find a preset reverb, and that's kind of a pain. So you can just go to your reverb and click a preset, whatever you like, save it as a template, so whenever you're going to start recording, it's ready to go. You got your click track ready to go. All you got to do is set your tempo. Really fast stuff, and that's cool to have. It makes your workflow move a lot faster. Let's close this bad boy out and let's make another one. Let's open another one, see what they got. Let's try that songwriting template they got there. So if I go to songwriting, let's say I'm a songwriter, I'm just a singer, I can't play drums or nothing. So let's see what they got in this template. I have 2 there just because I have Pro Tools first installed also, so it's bringing it up twice. So don't worry if yours only has 1. So I bring up the singer template here, and let's see, it's loading a bass, guitar, looks like a piano thing. And yep, that's what I got. So we got our drums MIDI, and it looks like it already has preset drums, which is super awesome. Let's play that. Really cool. A simple drum loop ready to go. There's no groups. So let's close that out. Oh, and down here looks like we got a transport window as well. Let's put that guy in there so we can mess with the template or the tempo. And let's say if we switch the tempo, say we want our tempo 136. Our drums are already faster, our cool little drum loop. We can go in there and we can actually just edit up our drums. I just double click that to bring up the MIDI editor. And that's really cool. Let's see what our sends and our inserts look like. So we got more inserts, which shows our expand on our bass track there. And it looks like it's a distortion, an amp. Yep, to make a bass track. So we can record our bass track with MIDI. We can record a piano with our MIDI with this. with our cool MIDI grand piano. We can record a guitar with our expand. Really, really cool stuff. And then we just record our quick demos with either our male or female vocals. And it looks like they gave us a preset EQ. Really, really cool. And it's all going to reverb, delay, chorus, our headphone, master. There's a click track. And it just makes it move faster. So if you got a quick idea you want to drop down, then boom, you just bring up this template and you just start recording your vocals onto this drum loop, and then you can drop down a bass and a piano loop and then record some guitar real quick on a MIDI controller. Real fast stuff. Make things move really, really fast. Cool stuff. So now let's create our own template, right? Let's close this out and let's create our own template. So we're going to create a new session first. That's what you got to do. Let's not start with the template, and we're going to do it as our template. I like to label my stuff as my initials, and then I like to label what it is. So this is going to be our mixing template. And let's click create. And we'll save it in my folder here, mixing template. You got to start it off as a session before you do anything. So then let's create some tracks. So our mixing template's going to have a few auxiliary tracks. So let's just do 5. They're all going to be stereo. And let's see what we got. So we got our reverb. We got our delay. We got an all music, an all Vox, and we got an all effects track. Actually, I want one more track, and let's get our master track in there. So now we got these pretty much set up the way we like. We like to show our IOs. I don't need comments because this is my template. No one else is really going to use it. I'm going to color code these bad boys here to purple. I'm going to set in a reverb, which I like to use this Abbey Roads plate. And I'm going to just put my Vox verb there. And I like to use this regular stock delay by Pro Tools. And I have one spelled out as delay, somewhat like delay. And then let's solo safe these bad boys or something. And let's route these two guys to all effects track. And there, we're pretty much done, okay? Because then we got to route stuff to our music, our all Vox track, and then we're going to save it as a template now. So you're going to click File, you're going to click Save as Template. Oops, there's one thing I did forget though. We have a reference track. When we mix, we use a reference track. So let's bring in a reference track here, import audio, Command-Shift-I, and let's just do this one. Say this is the greatest mix in the world. I always want to reference it. So let's import that bad boy in there. And I'll bring that on the bottom, and I'll just mute it and write reference track. And let's save as template. And the reason why I did that, because they have this cool feature called include media, and if you have that selected, it'll import this all the time. It'll actually save this media into your template. Okay, so we want to make our own folder here, and that's by adding category, and we're going to do new templates. Templates. That works for me, and it's going to be mixing template, and you're going to save it. Boom. Let's say you need to find your template somewhere on your computer because you need to save it or you need to send it somewhere else, make a backup of it. You can just click the category button and you click Reveal Session Templates, and it'll take you new templates, and there's our template right there. So you can send that to someone, and like I said, it'll import and save your audio to your template. Really, really cool, okay? Okay, so let's say you want to import this into a session someone sent to you. Someone sent you the Pro Tools session and you need to import all these settings, okay? So you're going to save this, which I'm going to save as it, and I'm going to save it into like, I'll save it into just my regular Pro Tools, but for now, I'm going to save it on my desktop. So this is my mixing template, save as, save. Let's close this out, close. And here it is, just the PTX file, and that's what you want. It's going to help you a lot in this case. So we're gonna bring in, like right here, George, kick in the door, and we're gonna just bring up in this one. And so we got the session here, and it looks like it has a 2-track, an instrumental, and then it has audio files here. So we're going to go to Setup I/O, and I learned this trick from Andrew Sheps because when you split off your buses, because we had a little bit of routing, which was the all Vox, all effects, all music, the buses actually split off after 128. So we're going to make these active buses go to 128 first. So I'm going to import or create 52 more stereo ones, and then just delete whatever's after 128. So now that'll be our first set of category of buses. So watch, I'm going to show you real quick. If you go to bus, it just shows bus, and then it's just all of them. So now let's import. And to import, Shift Alt Option I, and that's to do session data import, or you can go to File, Import Session Data, and we're going to go to that PTX file there. So when you go to that PTX file, then you click Import, it's going to import everything right there. Here we go. So look, see, we got our audio track, we got our reverb, delay, and our music. And when I go to the bus, you go to buses, here's the two sections now. So it has the 120 and then it splits off to another one. And we only did one routing, which was all effects. But as you get more bigger templates, which I'll bring in one of my other ones, it'll be a lot bigger with a lot more routing going on. So let's delete these out. Let's go to our IOs and let's make just the 128 again. So I'll bring in one of my other templates, it's actually an older one, but it still works for this example. And we're going to go to Mixing Template and LS, and we're going to import all my stuff here. And you'll see that there's a lot more routing going on, just a lot more little effects. You know, I have like a few different delays, a few different reverbs, a pitch shifter that's loading up, and some width plugins going on. So like as you can see, if I go to these routings and I go to buses, now I got more stuff going on. So it's nice to have it split off, or else it'll all get mixed up inside this first menu. So it's nice to do that. And it's just going to make your workflow faster, because imagine if you set up all these different reverbs and delays and these routings, it'll take you probably 30 minutes to do it by bringing up, okay, let's insert this plugin, you know, this one. All right, now let's go to this, you know, this preset and stuff. It takes a lot of time doing all of that for each individual auxiliary track, effects track, you know, whatever you're trying to do. So it really helps to have these templates working, especially, for example, let's say I'm sending this session exactly like this to my intern and I need them to color code a lot more stuff. Then you can have a color coding template. So you'll do import session data, and let's go to my Pro Tools alias, and then I have a color code here. Oops, I did audio, import session data, and I can bring in my color coding template just like this, and there's all my colors. So they can just say, okay, he likes his drums yellow, so he can come up here and he can paint them yellow. He likes all his audio, his vocal tracks. Okay, they're the normal colors, so you need to do anything perk, you know, bass, things like that. So it really helps for getting your session organized as well. There's just a lot of stuff you can do with your templates. And like I said, it's going to make your workflow a lot faster. You're going to look professional, you know, and that's always a good thing when working with clients. They're like, oh, dang, can you get me some reverb, like I said before? And they're like, yeah, and it's just boom, it's right there, you know, delays right here. Oh, do this pitch shift effect. Well, I already got it in my template. You know, if you use stuff all the time, why not already have it in a template instead of always remaking it and wasting time? You know, work smarter, not harder. All right, guys, I hope this really helped you guys out. You know, check out my other videos, subscribe to the page. You know, I got those plugins in-depth videos where I really go dig in deep and explain to you about the plugins, how they're actually working and what they do, and to use them the right way. I got my how to use Avid Pro Tools lessons. So if you are new to this, you can check those out and really go dig deep into that. And shoot me a comment. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or wherever you like to follow me at. And have a good day, guys. You know, just keep creating music. All right, take care.